those days and said, we need a balanced panel. Who do you have? Then it's like, everybody has gone to Mombasa. But there's this young man called Sifuna. I'm sure he can do a good job. But by the time a campaign, a brand can trust you to put you there to say whatever, they don't know what you're going to say. It is very, very difficult. And I had, of course, you go in there, there's light. Watu nafikirianga, unajua, unaona mtu alisema alikuwa na sweat ati usually ni ngumu. Ukiingia studio, hizo lights, they are so powerful. And heat, if you don't have AC in that space, hata kama you're having a good time, bado utasweat tu. And it can be daunting for you when it's your first time. Unaingia kwa hiyo space, unaona cameras hapa, and then sometimes like every 3 minutes, you're like, oh my God, my mother could be watching this. I best not embarrass her. So you grow, pole pole, ukisha realize how to shut out that world and just focus on the conversation that you're having, you will get better. You will grow and you'll get very good at these things. So my intention this afternoon was to share some of my experiences so that you guys are encouraged, that you might see yourself in a very difficult circumstance right now, because as I said, the heavy lifting is when you begin. Resources. Money is never going to be enough for a political campaign. And number two, you must understand that leaders, good leaders don't follow money. Money follows good leaders. People will invest in you if they feel that you represent something. Mwananielewa? Na mkuwe tu real. Tumesema tu tukue real leo. Kuna watu wanajua, hata nyinyi wenyewe mkifanya tu peer review as in amongst yourself. Kuna watu wanajua hapa huyu hawezi shinda kiti. Ni venye hawezi kukuambia. Tuambiane tu ukweli. Tuambiane tu ukweli. Kuna watu wanajiita aspirants, unajua huyu mtu hawezi shinda kura. Muna reviewing each other? Muna reviewing each other? What we will do a small exercise nikimaliza hapa. Tutaita hawa aspirants, wanajiita aspirants hapa. Tuwape tu mic na tuone kama kuna kitu wamesikia hii vitu yote nimesema hapa. Alafu tupige kura tuone kama atapata kura hapa. Mko tayari? Mkae rada, unajua mimi naitanga mtu yote tu ukae rada, kama usikizi wewe shauri yako. So kuna hiyo mechanism mnafaa kuwa nayo ya kureview each other. Nasema hapo ulichoma, hapo uliband, hapa hukufuata zile vitu tunajua tuliambiwa tufanye, and so on and so forth. But when money sees somebody who has the ability to be able to win or to lead, people will support you. It doesn't even have to be cash. I remember in 2017 and even in 2022 when I was running for Senate in Nairobi, I had the highest number of billboards in Nairobi. None of those billboards was paid for. I didn't pay a single shilling for those billboards. Watu walikuwa wanafikiria Sifuna ni millionaire. Hakuna. When I tell people how much money I spent in my campaign in 2022, they say I'm lying. 7 million. No. As young people, you should know, hii figure ya campaign hii, it is part of the political class looking to scare you away. I am telling you. Wanataka mufikiria ati kitu ati ni expensive sana, ati sijui unahitaji magari ngapi, sijui nini. Hiyo yote ni uongo. They don't want you to participate. If you're bold enough and you have a vision and the ability ya kuingiza watu box, haki ya Mungu, you will be very, very surprised how many people will support you. I was supported in this Nairobi, and when I tell people that relationships are more important than money, they think it's a joke. It's not a joke. Hii tao, mimi naweza pewa kitu sare wewe, hata ukikuja na pesa wanakunyima. Mnanielewa? Kuna wakuuziwa na wakupewa. Mimi ni wakupewa. Relationships are important. Develop relationships, develop friendships with people. If you had colleagues, for instance, me, the reason I had all these billboards, I used to be a lawyer in a billboard company in 2013. I know all these people. And then we had an outdoor association for all billboard owners. I know all the owners of these guys. So huyo msee ni kumwambia tu, niko chini coverage ya Ngong Road, uko na nini? Anakuambia nitakuwekea moja hapo Coptic, lakini ni wiki 3 tu, kuna client anafaa ingia hapo, naambia sawa. Anakuwekea. Do you know having a billboard for 3 weeks up in a space like Ngong Road, sio jokes, si amekusaidia? Aya, akitoa anakuambia client mwingine alikuwa hapo lakini ameshuka, naweza kupeleka Jogoo Road. Naambia peleka Jogoo Road. Hivyo tu watu wanafikiria Sifuna ako na pesa sana. But the investment in people and relationships, as I keep saying, your net worth is your network. Now, let me conclude because I am sure you will have questions about things that I have not raised. Please, because we are dealing with a difficult system and we want to uproot it, take care of yourselves. Your safety is paramount. There is no one you are leading from the grave. Munanielewa? Take care of yourselves, bana. Take care of your security. This is not a joke. The people in power do not give up power just like that. People will be looking to harm you and so on and so forth. Take care of yourself. It shouldn't be like that. And this is why we are saying we need to change our country. We need to change our country. We have seen mature democracies where people can disagree, but nobody gets hurt. And that is the sort of democracy we want to build in this country. So, kwa sababu niwaambia kuna mambo lazima niseme, ndio hizi nimeandika hapa. Mheshimiwa William Ruto Mheshimiwa William Ruto knows he is going home. And the reason why he is going home is because we are applying the very same medicine he applied in 2022 to become president. William Ruto rode on the back of a slogan to become president. He was just singing hustler and the bottom up. Sisi tumekuja na yetu ya 2027. Nasema tu William Ruto one term. William Ruto one term. Nilisikia akisema ati the bar has been raised. When was the bar raised? When was the bar raised and by whom? Wewe uko hapo ndani kwa sababu ya slogan. Slogan ziliisha lini? Atuambie. Atuambie. Na ile kitu mimi najua, Wakenya wameelewa agenda yetu. Ni yeye ndio mslow. Yeye ndio amebaki. Yeah. When we speak about the software issues of this country, a return to constitutionalism, a return to the rule of law, a return to equality, Kenyans have understood. We just have one person with a PhD, but he's slow. Hajashika, bado anakaa kituuliza agenda yenu ni gani? Nyinyi vijana, mumeona nilikuwa nimewaambia, inauma sana because I have been in your space. Umesoma university, umemaliza miaka 10, unatama kukitafuta kazi. Alafu unasikia ati barua za TSC zinachukuliwa, badala wafuate mfumo wa TSC, barua zinauzwa. Waanza wanachukua wanapea wabunge, alafu wanauzia watu. Sasa kwa mfano, wewe kama umemaliza KU 8 years, 10 years ago, bado unafikiria ati kuna meritocracy pale kwa TSC, unangoja barua yako. Na wamechukua mabarua wamepatia MPs, na MP mwenyewe anauza, na kwenu lazima muuze hata mpaka shamba ndio mpate hiyo 400,000 mnataka. When I talk about meritocracy, wa Kenya wamenielewa, imebaki mmoja tu na PhD ambaye ni mslow. Haelewi. Yeye anakuja hapa Nairobi, anapiga sherehe, anaweka pale KICC kama hii. Kipindi ameita watu hapa ati amebeba mtoto waseme ati isha ilimulipia. Mimi najua wakati William Ruto alikuwa anazungumza kuhusu mambo ya afya, alituambia tukipitisha zile sheria 3 ambazo alikuwa ameleta pale bunge, matibabu itakuwa bure, mambo ya harambee ya kuchangisha pesa ya hospitali zitaisha. Nilimwambia juzi kwa sababu alikuanga mhubiri, mchungaji. Tunataka ashike Biblia na asituambie mambo mingi ati sijui watu wangapi wamejiandikisha kwa SHA, sijui hospitali ngapi zimeandikisha kwa SHA. Ashike Biblia aseme harambee za kuchangisha watu kwenda hospitali zimeisha. Hapo tutajua SHA inafanya kazi. Anataka tukue kama yeye. Anataka tuuzie Wakenya uongo. Sisi wengine wetu bwana tumelelewa na kina mama ambaye angekupata hata kama
inakubidi kuwe strong. Whatever comes, you just find a way ya kumaneuver. And I'm vying for women rep, Siaya County. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Sasa hata hujatuambia jina yako ni nani? Hiyo ndio unafaa uanze naye. Unaona hii assume hawa ni watu wa Siaya. Anza na unasema jina yako kwanza.
Kwa majina ni Sibor, like jina ya ground it's Sibor. Jina ya kucampaign.
Uko ground wewe?
Yes, ni
I'm a brand manager, and my ClickUp looks like this.
I'm a project manager. My ClickUp looks like this.
I'm a product manager, and my ClickUp looks like this.
You get better with practice. Every single opportunity you have to speak, even if it is a room of 10 people. Hone your skills. As young people, hone your skills. There is a rule of Trinity. If you are going to address a crowd, you always see me carrying a piece of paper. D.
Na mambo ni nini?
Asante. Umeanza kupitisha muda ambaye tulikuwa tumekubaliana. Si unaona wenzako hapo? Wangapi wameingizwa box na Don Carlos? At least unaona? Hao watu wanajua. Pair next.
Comrade Power. Mimi naitwa Asigo Dundo, aspirant MP Westland constituency. Sisi kama vijana, changamoto yetu kubwa ni kukosa kazi. Na sababu ya kukosa kazi imeingisha vijana wengi Nairobi kwa crime na drug abuse. So sababu ya hii crime, wengi wamekufa na wengi wamefungwa jela. So opportunity yenye tumeona ni sisi wenyewe tujiajiri kupitia hizi youth groups, tuweze kucreate employment, to save life ya vijana wenzangu. Take point yenye nimepata leo ni taking advantage of this opportunity. So His Excellency, leo nilikuwa nimekuja kama nimejipanga na plani yetu ya kutengeneza kazi Westlands constituency. Asanteni.
Asante sana. Thank you very much. Aya. Wale wameingizwa box naye? Leo tulisema ni real, si ndio? Sasa mtanisamea hiyo queue tunaenda kukata. Kwa sababu we also wanted an opportunity for people to ask questions and we only have 15 minutes. So this was just an exercise that we wanted to demonstrate that mumeelewa ile kitu tumekuwa tukisema hapa. Most of them hawajasikia hii issue ya time.
Vijana oye! Vijana power! Vijana tibim! Majina ni Victor Okelo, nasimama MP kule Lang'ata. Na mimi nimesimama kwa sababu sisi kama vijana tumechoka kutumiwa kama goons. Haimaanishi mtu lazima afe mahali ati ndio watoto wakule. Ama mtu afe mahali ndio wewe uweze kuvaa vizuri. Mimi kama kijana, young aspirant, tumejitokeza, tumenyane na hawa mabwenyenye ambao wamekuwa kitutumia na kutudanganya kila siku. Na kwa sababu ya hayo, ninasema mkinichagua kule bungeni, hii mambo ya elimu, tutaweza kuleta mswada, tulete consolidated fund, ili masomo iwe bure kwa kila mtoto, kila pembe lote la Kenya. Hii mambo ya basari ya kupeana kwa kujua na kutojuana itukomeshe kabisa. Vijana power, vijana tibim, mtanipigia kura. Asanteni sana.
Haya, naomba kujua wale wameingizwa box na yeye amejaribu. Haya, wa mwisho tulidiscuss issue inaitwa discipline. Nani huyo? A lady. Haya, please. We spoke about discipline of aspirants. This is how it manifests itself. Can we have the one lady? Alafu huyu alikuwa shafika. Haya, naomba wengine tuketi. You will get an opportunity maybe to ask a question or something like that.
Harambe. Pande hii harambe. Nani tunapeleka Sugoi? Jina langu naitwa Beth Wanjiko. Wanjiko Beth ndio jina la ballots. Mumeshika hapo? Ninawania kiti cha MCA Kiamaina Ward, Bahati Sub-County, Nakuru County. Na hapa tuko na 5 sub-locations. Na hizo sub-locations zote ziko different. Kwa Waka sub-location, shida yetu ni lighting, street lighting. Kwa Getuamba, shida yetu ni bursaries. Mimi kama Wanjiko, na ninajiita your servant MCA, Wanjiko ambaye ni the people. Ama hamjui hiyo, Wanjiko ni the people. Mimi kama Wanjiko nitaleta bursaries on need-based basis. Hakuna kujuana, hakuna connections. Bursaries itaenda kwa the ones deserving cases. Mtanipea kura? Pande hii mtanipea kura? Asante.
Asante Wanjiku. Kama umeingizwa box na amejaribu, mjue hii ni first time bana. Msiweke standard juu sana. Wengine hapa wanakataa kuinua mkono na nikikuita hapa pia wewe utakwama. Haya boss, dakika moja.
Vijana oye. Vijana oye. Vijana mpo. All protocols established. I greet you, good afternoon. My name is Amolo Gabriel Menya, natoka South B. I'm coming here on a different mandate, the National Youth Council. Nani amesikia kuhusu National Youth Council? Ainue mkono. NYC, ndio hiyo sasa, shukran sana. Itakuwa this time. Usikuwe na wasiwasi, itakuwa this time. So, vile His Excellency said, patience. I'm biding my time, bado siendei national seat, but when my time come, nitasimama. But in the meantime, I want to say that we have to ensure kuna policy voice. We have to make sure that all the policies that we pass, ziko na sauti ya kijana, kuna youth empowerment. We have to make sure that we register youths and make sure that they get enough funding to run their affairs. Nitasema tu hayo kwa sasa, but all I'm saying is, Amolo Menya, tosha. Amolo Menya? Amolo Menya? Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki, Mungu abariki Kenya.
Asante. Muwapigie makofi wale wote ambao wamekuja hapa. Sasa hii mic tunataka ikuwe roving mic. Yes. I will take questions. We have maybe 10 more minutes. We can squeeze in 3 minutes, three questions in that period of time. If there's something as an aspirant you feel you want to hear or to know from me. Swali, sio kampeni imeisha. Tuanzie pale.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, the 6th President of the Republic of Kenya, Edwin Sifuna. I want to be very straight because you've told us to go straight to the point and take the opportunity. This is it. I'm Linda Mwananchi, member number 135. I know by law of nature you are number 1. I just want to ask on behalf of the young people who are seated here, and we've just heard about the National Youth Council. Because as young people, we believe that you are going to be the 6th president and you're going to form the next government. How, this is my question, how inclusive is going to be your government in as far as youth affairs is concerned? And I'm asking this question because I know we have been having issues of youth inclusion every time people come to speak to us as young people. But I want you to tell us how inclusive is the government gonna be. Finally, I have been dreaming of speaking before a president. And here I am speaking before the next president. This is an opportunity for me. And I just want to make a request to take a portrait photo. I'm going to do that portrait in my house, so that when my children will be looking at the TV and see the President Edwin Sifuna, they can look at the portrait and see that their father once met the president. Thank you so much.
Let's move the mic to the middle there. There's a gentleman there. Then we'll take one and then one final one here. You are here on stage. You can't raise your hand.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I'm also happy to have met my 6th president today. And my question is, Your Excellency, please tell us about Leade Mwananchi Party, when we shall have the party ready, and the membership, how we will be. Will there be discrimination in the party? Because other parties, we have had a lot of discrimination. Thank you.
Okay, there was a neighbor there with the kofia. Yes, please. And please, let's keep it brief, kindly.
Yes, His Excellency Edwin Sifuna, our 6th president. If God will so, we accept. Mine is brief. As we are aspirants here, we have aspirants from MCA, Member of Parliament, senators, governors, and maybe we have a president. I'm saying from where we are sitting here. Kindly, excuse me, brother. So I've had many MCAs and who are vying. They are bringing manifestos, and even member of parliaments are bringing manifestos. Even a senator.
My name is Daniel Nyerere, aspirant Imara Daima Ward in Embakasi South. Your Excellency, my question is very simple regarding the party that is Leade Mwananchi. We want you to assure us. Please give us a surety, and not the surety we used to receive in ODM. Please give us a surety that you're going to do free and fair nomination, and especially you are going to consider the young people in that party. Thank you, sir.
I think we can answer this 4, then we'll do one more round. I can hear the ladies screaming here about gender balance, and inclusion is a big issue. Now, first of all, there's a question about how inclusive government is going to be. First, you have to look at the movements that form government and ask how inclusive those movements are. Because it is impossible sometimes to expect that people will pick up good habits when they didn't have them before they had power. We have created a platform. Actually, this platform has been created by young people. And I tell people that this movement belongs to you, to young people. I might just be like, I don't know what I can say, but this movement is really not about Sifuna. There is something that the young people, and especially the sense that I get, that people are yearning for something different. And that is why they support this movement. People are used to old traditional ways of doing politics. Sometimes those of you who have come to my office, I get very upset when somebody comes to my office saying, I had this idea and I wanted to know if I can go ahead with it. I'm just like, what? Because we were used to this top-down, where even if you had an idea that, like, uko in the village in Igembe, Jameni, what do I know more than you? You are the one who's on the ground there. If you wanted to start a Leade Mwananchi office, why would you travel all the way from Igembe saying atisikuwa nataka usikie alafu ukasirike? I'm like, what? That's not who we are. We are a movement that is led by the people themselves. People have ideas. Like this guy is saying he's member number 130 something. I didn't even know there was serialization of members in Leade Mwananchi. But that is the sort of initiative we want. I have seen people calling themselves mimi ni youth leader wa Leade Mwananchi. I see people opening offices. That's the sort of movement and initiative that we are. Hii maneno ya ati lazima upewe permission. Kuingia Leade Mwananchi hakuna application na hakuna permission. If you have an idea that you think pushes the movement forward, I think you should run with it. So look at our team and see just the sheer number of young people that in Linda Mwananchi, then you will see how inclusive the government is going to be. Of course, when we started, there was a call that when people see the front picture here, when we are standing there, they don't see enough women, you know? And there's a reason. You see, like the lady from Siaya who spoke here, if there's risk of political violence to us as men, for them it's like 10 times. It's like 10 times. And you have to be deliberate to make sure that these people are safe. You know, there's a friend of mine who's running for office in Bungoma County. She's called Agneta. She was hurt very badly, by the way. Even as we speak, she's still in hospital. And in Homa Bay, that is. And therefore, in the initial days, there's all sorts of threats and disadvantages that women have that you will not see them in those public podiums, you know. I have friends in the Senate, for instance, who are nominated ladies, nominated senators. After they saw what happened to Gloria Orwoba, that you can actually be kicked out from that nominated seat for disagreeing with your party, many of them are very afraid to come out and say, I am going to Linda Mwananchi rally. Because our politics has also become very petty. People have paid actual prices for supporting Linda Mwananchi. All of my allies, before they came for me to strip me of SG and Naibu Kiranja, those things I used to say, they had taken people from committee chairmanships, from committees, they had stripped them of everything. So they see that, especially, it's very easy to blackmail the women leaders who are nominated. So they are very afraid. So sometimes people say, oh, Sifuna, we don't see enough women on the stage. Even just women accessing a political stage, it's crazy. We have really tried, I'm telling you. We have tried all sorts of things. But the indiscipline, especially amongst us, as the leaders and the aspirants, male aspirants, the security team is only concerned about the person who they brought. So you will find like there's a squabble there, but it's just our people pushing each other. So the woman is like, how am I going to get on that stage? It's very difficult. But as Linda Mwananchi, we have resolved to be very deliberate to ensure that we create a platform that is safe for everyone and is as inclusive as possible. But for the young people, I think you are the greatest stakeholders of this movement, and of course, it will be reflected in the government that we will form. There will be no discrimination in the party that we will be going to, because the Constitution requires that a party is reflective of the national face, or has a face that is national. And you can look at our histories, you know. Leopards don't change their sports, they say. You can actually look at the history of the leadership in Linda Mwananchi and see that it is a diverse leadership and that nobody will be discriminated against. As we speak, our lawyers are in the Political Parties Disputes Tribunal because we took the registrar to court to say that we do not believe that he has reasons to deny us the name. But I want to be clear here. What we are fighting for is not a party. We have parties. We are fighting for our brand, our name. So what we will do, because somebody asked whether the party is ready, we have many, many options, because this Kasongo thinks he's dealing with children. And I said in Kakamega that we are students of Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga had plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G mpaka Z. Kwani tulilala class? Sasa jamaa wanasemanga akifunga mlango tunaingia na dirisha. So nyinyi kaeni mkijua chama ziko, tunataka brand yetu, because we have built this thing. You guys have worked so hard to build Linda Mwananchi. People have lost their lives, bana, because of Linda Mwananchi. We want the registrar to give us our name, and we will brand it on whatever party that we choose out of the ones that we have. Then there was a question on manifestos. First, as an aspirant, please understand the constitutional role of the office you are looking for. Some of the people who spoke here, I will not mention their names, appear not to know the roles and the functions of the office to which you are running. And it is very, very critical, because that informs what you are going to say to the people to be able to do what? Kuwaingiza box. So, if you are running for Senate, for instance, I see the person who wants to take my seat is somewhere here. And Babu. Yeah, you must understand what the role of the Senate is. You must familiarize yourself with the Constitution, Article 96, Articles 94, and the role of Parliament. We basically have 3 roles. So you speak to those roles. You are the representatives, a representative of the people. Are you able to represent people? You represent them on every single platform that you get, on the floor, on TV, in the rallies. You're speaking about their issues because as a leader, you have a way of amplifying people's concerns. When somebody in the villages there speaks, it's not the same as an elected representative saying. So, first of all, have a network that allows feedback to come to you on the ground, you know, and then be able to articulate that. And if I had not found myself in this situation that I found myself, my plan was to go back to the people of Nairobi and ask them, have I represented you? Number 2, you are a legislator. You're supposed to come up with creative solutions to some of our problems. Now, sometimes I feel like in Bunge there, and even some of the aspirants have spoken here, that there's a pressure for you to say, oh, nitaleta muswada. We don't have a shortage of laws in this country. And the quantity of laws is not the measure of a successful legislator. It's about the quality. You can just do one amendment that will solve problems. I'm very proud of one of my colleague senators, Crystal Asige, who brought an amendment to the Persons with Disabilities Act for tax exemption to parents and guardians of children with disabilities. The impact is major on those people. But, of course, we are now grappling with government to be able to pass the regulations, to be able to bring that into force. But we want impactful legislation. Sio kuleta tu bill kwa sababu umeleta bill. Some of the bills I've seen in the Senate there, it's just about creating authorities, and they all sound the same. We want real solutions to actual problems. And that is what you as a legislator should look for. If you are going to the National Assembly, identify, even if it is just one gap in the law, and when you solve or close that gap, it has the impact to your people, you are successful as a legislator. Then, of course, there is the oversight of national government institutions and the county governments as well. You people have followed our conversations in the Senate. You can gauge, and if you vote in Nairobi, then I can ask you as well if you think that I have done my job as an oversighter in Nairobi. There are others who think that that we should physically beat up governors. Because the frustration is so much. Even us there in the Senate, sometimes the tools that we are given, you can summon a governor, anakataa kuja, you depend on the Inspector General of Police to arrest them and bring them. They don't. And then siku moja nimekaa kwa Senate, naona jamaa mwenye tuko na arrest warrant yake anapiga IG hapo nje. Ako TikTok mbele hapo nje tu, nikasema hii na is too much. We mzee, unajua tunakungojea na unakuja kupiga TikTok mbele ya bunge, so kulikuwa na patashika kidogo hapo, but that is not ordinarily what should happen. So yes, understand the role. Understand the role. And when you hear some of us talking strongly about constitutionalism, because when you are elected president, for instance, there is an oath of office that you take. You are the foremost, or at least you're supposed to be the foremost defender of that constitution. Not the foremost violator of the constitution. Ndio maana tunataka huyu Kasongo akanyage akiendanga. Daniel, you said you're vying in Imaradaima. At you want me to assure you. I like your choice of phrase. My brother, in this life, there are no assurances. If, no, tuende tu pole pole, tutaelewana. Can you assure me that you will be awake tomorrow? You can't. You can't assure me that you will wake up tomorrow. Tuanze tu na hiyo basic. What we have discussed here is that we want to put in place a fair process. A fair process where you can feel that you actually have an opportunity to compete. Now, but what is fairness? You know, I've given you my example in Kandui, for instance. The unfairness in Kandui was not that ballot papers were being sold. It was that I was poorer than my opponent. Kama ningekuwa na hiyo noti, labda hata mimi ningetoa alafu tutoke draw, si ndio? So, I mean, there are many facets, but what we want, we have said, we have learned a lot of lessons from our previous experiences in other political parties. We would want that the bad manners is left behind. And at the end of the day, for as long as a political party wants to win an election, you can't give a ticket to the wrong person. Mutaanguka tu. Yeah, we want numbers in the National Assembly. We want numbers in the Senate. There's something we tried to do in ODM the last time in setting up something we called a parliamentary campaigns committee to identify people early, and especially like women aspirants. You can't wait. Like right now, it's already too late. It's already too late. Imagine, you know what it takes to identify an aspirant, to train them, to give them opportunities. Like I said, ikuongea ni practice. You need to be addressing a gathering like this at least once every week so that you can hone your skills, you know. We need to see you, like when we say we're going to Meru, come to Meru. You're from Meru there. Please speak. Because the time is very limited. So it takes a lot of time to manufacture, if you can use that term, or to make a viable candidate. And I feel that we usually run out of time. We tried to set up that parliamentary campaigns committee, identify good people, give them opportunity. Whenever there is a party meeting, they speak, and so on and so forth, so that they can be better people. Some of the people I gave platforms to grow, I see them these days insulting me, which is okay. Kumbe mnawajua. Mkorada hii watu. Yeah, but it's okay. I mean, even me, I understand that, you know, politics is also about brawling. And me, I was also a brawler. You know, when I used to do those morning shows. Kuvurutia watu chini. Pia ni party ya hiyo siasa. So, I actually am proud of some of those people that they have become very good brawlers. And it's an asset in politics. I wish them well. So, yes. That would be my answer to you. Let me take a final round of questions. Allow the ladies to, let's start with you, Mheshimiwa. And then, those are too many questions. We can't be here until night. Can you combine your questions? Just talk to each other and tell us what is so burning there. Let's go.
Okay, my name is Jerry Mbogo. I'm vying for Gishogo MP seat. And my question goes to His Excellency Sifuna. What space do women have in your party or Linda Mwananchi? The second one, I will be asking you the measures that you are putting in place to make sure more women will be elected in the next election. Tusikuwa na watu wenye wanakuja kupewa nomination as women na ni wale watu wenye wanakuwa wakifanya kazi kama politician. Thank you.
Asante. Kwanza Njeri umekaa mbele, tumesha discuss hii issue ya, si ndio? Tumeongelelea issue ya space of women in Linda Mwananchi and even what we are doing to elect more women. I think we had covered that, Mheshimiwa. It has to be something we have not covered. Yes. We will take you from that side alone.
Of this nation. And like Ruth to Naomi, we want to assure you, where you go, we shall go.
Asante.
Your people are going to be our people. Where you die, we shall die there. Asanteni sana.
Asa, adiarani paka mafuta ndio nisiseme hiyo sio swali. Hiyo sio swali bala. Uko na swali bro?
Niko na swali.
Swali tafadhali.
Your Excellency. My name's John Wambogo Wanja from Kirinyaga County, that is in Kerugoya Ward. I'm running for MCA. My question is, when it comes to Linda Mwananchi, which I'm representing right now, on your behalf and behalf of all the Kenyans that we are behind you, how will we be able as young aspirants to come up with the funds that we normally get told to pay if we want to be in those nominations? Kindly, will you consider the figure to be at least considerable to us who are running for the first time?
Asante. Let's take the final question from the gentleman in white, please. He has been raising his hand up for a very long time.
All right. Kwa majina mimi naitwa Victor Wamai Mungai. Mimi ni kijana kutoka Kibra. Na nataka kuwania kiti cha MCA Woodley Ward. Mimi ni wakili pia na mwanabiashara. Swali langu ni, what does it take to be on the campaign trail, to be on top of those vehicles and, you know, speak to the crowds?
Haya, tufungie hapo tafadhali, ya muda kuja. Victor, unasikia venye ground inasema? Wanasikia ni kama umewapotezea nafasi. Leta hiyo mic sasa. Haya, tuanze na Wambogo, si ndio? Ameuliza how we will be able to come up with funds to pay for nominations. Now, there are various ways. First, I want to assure you that where I stand, our intention is not to make money from aspirants, as a general rule. Number two, last time as SG of ODM, I was a patron of something we used to call he for she. He for she basically